What's good? What's good? What it do, Raider Nation? So the Raiders have been mandated by Mark Davis to draft a quarterback in the first round and go get their guy. What does this mean for the Las Vegas Raiders? What does this mean for Antonio Pierce, the coaching staff, and Aiden O'Connell? All of a sudden sick. That and more coming up on Raiders Unleashed.
I was born to be a Raider. 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 Win, lose, or tie. Raiders till I die. Ain't nobody even fucking with us, cause in the shield we trust. Just like Townsend came through, crushing it up. You know it's RAIDERS. Other teams in the land, but we controlling the West. I was born to be a Raider since I filmed in the war. I'ma die being a Raider laid up in the tomb. My blood color black and my face stay silver. Every tailgate I'm faded praise for the liver. Raider red super fan, mariachi band. DJs Mike Dre. It's a give it to the fans. Feel out in Oakland, stay out in Vegas. Always Raider Nation and they still gon' hate us. But like we always say, homie, fuck your team. Only one nation, Raider Nation, got a team. Lighting up the torch at least game time. Take a break of record, smash, flash, record spines. Red folk catch your best that nobody can imagine. I can see the bones out there to sound bad. Fresh Raider jersey, fresh 501s. Let me really show you fools how the West was won. Raider Nation, not to mention, always imitated. Never duplicate, can't nobody ever fake it. I was born to be your
Raider. What's good? What's good? My guy Lawrence, shout out, salute, salute. We trying out this new format. I don't know why it looks like this though. Hold up, time out. So man, it's heating up in the desert, right? It is getting wild. Grab your favorite beverage, your favorite smoke, your favorite whatever it is you do. Pull up next to the fire, and let's talk about this crazy shit going on in the desert with our Las Vegas Raiders. As soon as I figure out why my shit looks like this. This could be wild. It could be a good move. It could not be a good move. It's still not working. Oh, aha. All right, that's better. That's better. Y'all like this format? I'm trying to try this YouTube short format, see if it changes anything, but let me know what y'all think. Comments, thumbs up if you can hear me. Hope I'm not talking to myself. You're right now. Hell yeah. Well, smoke them if you got them. I ain't got shit. Hold up. Give me 2 seconds. Your boy had come late prepared, but, since a late night show, we could smoke them up. All right, so let's get into it, man. Mandated. Mark Davis has said the Raiders are to draft a quarterback in this year's first round. Is it going to be Shedeur? What if Shedeur is gone? Well, what if Cam Ward is gone? Do they still draft a quarterback in the first round? Do they take a swing for the fences and reach? I mean, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. But I think, bro, this is just absolutely wild. If you were to mandate, if you were to mandate your general manager and head coach that you don't even know if he's going to be here next year, we'll talk about that also, to get a quarterback in the draft, wouldn't it have been last year when there were six, or you could have even been more? We don't know. Some of those guys slipped. We'll find out if they were worthy or not. But six quarterbacks in the first 10 picks or 12 picks. Yeah, 12 picks. Wouldn't that have been the year to go get your guy? But I know Mark Davis has this infatuation with Shedeur Sanders, with Deion Sanders, with Tom Brady. Tom Brady is supposedly calling the shots. But is this what does this mean for the Las Vegas Raiders? And what does this mean for Antonio Pierce and his job status? Now, I've said I thought they were going to bring him back next year just because of all the shit that went on and give him his fair shake. It would just look bad on the organization. And I wasn't the only one. If y'all seen Richard Sherman's live, go check that out. My man straight up broke it down. And I mean, he's a former player, NFL guy. So of course he's going to stick up for his guy Antonio Pierce. But what he said made a lot of sense. And I've been saying the same thing. It just looks bad and it's going to look real bad if you kind of brought Antonio Pierce in knowing that he didn't have a team to do anything, which I don't believe any of that. Like, I think at the beginning of the year, yes, we had some injuries. And even with the injuries, I don't agree with us not having a team to do anything. Now, them going with the quarterback situation and struggling on the offensive line, I think that was very, very, very much a problem, obviously. And it shows the record, the turnovers, the games we were in that we lost because of turnovers. But was he set up to fail? To fail? I mean, if they do fire him, it kind of looks that way, right? So who's next in line? We'll talk about that. What do y'all think? Come on, there's 6 people in here. Somebody let me know. What do y'all think? Do you think Mark Davis is crazy for stepping in now at this point, saying we need to go get a quarterback? I mean, is the tank on? Is he mandating us to tank? All the tank uh bandwagoners, team tank or whatever they want to call it out there, I'm sure are going crazy right now because the first thing I thought is, damn, Aiden O'Connell comes out against the Kansas City Chiefs, puts us in a chance to win the game. In my opinion, our coaches failed to win the game, put us our quarterback and our team in a horrible spot with less than 30 seconds on the clock where the only way you can lose is turn the ball over or miss a field goal. And we decided to turn the ball over. So Aiden O'Connell throws for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. And all of a sudden, Mark Davis comes out and says the team is mandated to draft a quarterback in the first round. Like, that just doesn't make sense. It's not a good sign. Our defense is starting to roll. We've had 3 games in a row. I've said, the last 2 nights on my lives, 3 games in a row under 100 yards rushing for the opposing team. And it doesn't look very good for Antonio Pierce at this point. So, do the Raiders have a plan? Do they not have a plan? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can pull this presentation up on this short screen and see if y'all can see it. Because I don't know how this shit works on here. But we'll find out. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that is not gonna work, bro. Maybe y'all can see that on a bigger TV. But my old ass cannot see that. So we'll try something else real quick. See if I can read this damn thing. All right, so the article first it says there's a leak in the building, which I'm so tired of hearing these leaks coming out of this Raiders organization that's supposed to be, this tight knit group. What happened to what happened to what happened to what happened to what happened to? I don't know why I just started skipping. It's just me. I'm fucking around. But really, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I thought that was a thing, right? You see it in all the commercials. I lived in Vegas most of my life. Apparently, what happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas anymore. And apparently, what happens in the Raiders locker room or in the building does not stay in the building no more, because there's constantly leaks and constantly, content creators saying they have a source in the building, they have a source in the locker room, they have players messaging them and texting them. I'm tired of this shit, honestly. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think, but So while Breer did have some positive stuff to say about Pierce, he did bring up an eye-opening leak. That's an eye-opening leak that he's heard. According to Breer, there may be a mandate for the Raiders to add a young quarterback after the season. So, what will be the deciding factor? I've heard football people, and there could be under a mandate to draft a quarterback in April. Breer wrote, and if that's the plan, whoever head coach will have a pretty big impact on who that quarterback is. Now, is Antonio Pierce that guy? Do they have faith in him? We do not know. And how he develops in his early career, makes the question that makes the question whether Mark Davis believes Pierce could be the right guy to captain the ship for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, at this point, it's really not looking good for Antonio Pierce, for the coaching staff, because, unless there's a plan and the Raiders have a magic trick up their sleeve, which I don't see how they could have this early, of maybe trading up or trading some players or working some kind of deal to get up there in the draft if they do win some games. It's no surprise that members of the Raiders organization are pushing for a quarterback. Gardner Minshew was among the worst starting quarterback in the NFL before he got injured, and while Aiden O'Connell has shown flashes, his upside is limited. Which, man, I just don't know about that either. I don't see how at 25 years old your upside could be limited. He showed last year when everybody said he was a statue that he could make plays out of the pocket. He got better in the pocket this year in the offseason and sitting on the bench. He showed in the games he got in before he got hurt and after he got hurt. He showed that he's even showed more pocket presence and he's willing to run for first downs and take chances. So he's developing already. So that's just all bullshit right there. Colorado's Shedeur Sanders has been the most commonly linked to the Raiders. He has also flirted with the idea of joining the franchise. However, he may be the first pick in the draft, and there's no guarantee the Las Vegas Raiders. What? There's no guarantee we'll have at the end of the season. That makes no sense. I don't know. Maybe they screwed up. But the other quarterback who may be worth a top 10 pick is Miami's Cam Ward, who should be available to the Raiders as long as they finish in the top 10. So let me get this off of here. What do y'all think? Do you think Jose, what's good? What's good, my guy? Raider Rebel rocks. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think I don't even know what the hell I was gonna say. Oh, do you think Cam Ward will actually be there inside of the top 10? Do you not think Cam Ward is going to be the second quarterback picked inside the top 5? I mean, depending on how it goes, but the way it's looking right now, we know Cleveland's probably going to be wanting a quarterback. We don't know about the Jags and what's going on, with Trevor Lawrence, who just got a nasty, nasty hit, which was absolutely ridiculous. So we don't know what's going on with Jacksonville. They could possibly, do the same thing that the Falcons did last year and have their quarterback and still draft a quarterback. So I just don't see, the Giants being in there. There's a lot of teams that still need a quarterback or have questions about the quarterback, like the Tennessee Titans. They still have questions about, Will Levis. He's actually, definitely playing better, but his decision making is still not there, and he needs some time for sure. So my guy says Spentler Rattler. My guy said I rock. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh my god! So I can't put these up there because I could not read that if I put it up there. Holy shnikes, bro! This is very difficult in this format. Anyways, Mark Davis needs an offense. Needs an offense to use adverse to team. Brock is a superstar, but his personality can't be promoted. I mean, that is an absolute fact. His personality cannot be promoted. But you know who can, Taddy Raider, what's good? You know who could be promoted definitely is Deion Sanders. We'll talk about that. We'll get into that in a minute. So stick around. Hit that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd appreciate it. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs and get this channel monetized. It's been almost a year and we are working, trying to get there. So if you could help me out, I would appreciate it. I'm going to show these real quick so y'all can read them. And then I will read it because otherwise, man, I can't read it at all. So what do you think AOC's dealing is Jared Goff? I mean, if it is Jared Goff, I'd be totally good with that. You see Jared Goff run for what was it, 15 yards or something tonight. You know, when he has to, the man could pick up plays with his legs. If there's an open field, he's not afraid to run. He definitely is good at reading defenses. He can change plays at the line. If they give Aiden O'Connell the ability to change plays at the line, like Shedeur Sanders has in Colorado, you see Sanders in a lot of plays in Colorado. He'll clap his hands, acting like he's calling for the ball, and a linebacker will jump or somebody will move in motion, and he changes the play right away. So Shedeur is really really good at that, but his dad's the coach and he gives him a lot of leadway. Aiden O'Connell doesn't have that, so I don't know what Aiden O'Connell's ceiling is. Like I said, we haven't seen much out of him, but from what we've seen out of him, if you give him time, the man drops dimes. I've said this over and over and over again. James Williams, what's good? Yeah, if you give the cerebral assassin time, he's gonna drop dimes. He shows it in college, he showed it in high school, and it's just got better and better and better. And the man has progressed. Now, you could say he digressed under Luke Getsy's system and wasn't there very good, but I disagree. He didn't get much play time, and when he did get in the game, it was at the end of the game when we were down by 30 points. So yeah, a lot of that shit has to do with it. I'm here just listening to the stream. Cool. So let me know. What do y'all think about this short feed format? Do you like it better than the long feed format when it's just me by myself? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. I would appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, man, welcome to Raiders Unleashed. Like, subscribe, follow. Let's get back into this. What else did they say? Oh, I guess that was the end of that. So, press conferences today. Scott Turner just continues to impress. I don't know about y'all. Let me know what you think about Scott Turner. But if Antonio Pierce comes back, is Scott Turner and Norv Turner worth keeping in the building? Because in the short time that they've been here, this offense has stepped up. Rick, my guy, what's good? This offense has stepped up. The run game, they've stepped up in deep passing. They've stepped up in blocking. The offensive line has stepped up. The whole entire offense has picked up with him in the building. But now you have a mandate to go draft a quarterback. So I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Come on, there's 20 people in here. I want to know your opinions. Does this mandate hurt the chances of AOC actually, you know, getting his opportunity to show he can be this guy? Because if you have a mandate to draft a quarterback, does that mean we're actually tanking? Do you think it means we're tanking? Let me know. Rick, my guy, what do you think? I think it just puts the whole entire coaching staff in a tough position. Like you're basically told you have to draft a quarterback in the first round, and right now you have the number 2 pick, And the only way you're going to draft that quarterback is basically Mark Davis is saying, you better stay where you are in this draft right now, is what I get. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, don't win any games, compete, be competitive, but Antonio Pierce be the scapegoat and keep making stupid decisions like last week. And, maybe this mandate has been set all year and it's just now being leaked. Maybe it wasn't Antonio Pierce's fault last week. Maybe Antonio Pierce has somebody else in his headset saying, don't win this damn football game, bro. You've proved your point. You've got us to this point. You made your flash. AOC can run this team for a little bit. He can be the bridge quarterback next year while a rookie sits for a couple games or the season. I mean, I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's 100% the vibe I'm getting. What do you mean? I'm live every day. What are you talking about? It's Tony Chef in the building. Shout out my guy. I really like AOC, but I think we need to draft a quarterback. That's 100%. I'm not saying that. I mean, obviously they've been mandated. So it's not if, it's who. Like, it's who. We need to draft a quarterback. We don't know which AOC we will get. James Williams, my guy, appreciate it. I mean, yeah, but are we ever going to find out? That's what I'm saying. With a mandate being put on by the owner of the team saying, get a quarterback in the first round, go get our guy. Are you going to hold him back? And I'm bringing up this point because I'm going to draft in a quarterback. However, damn, where'd your shit go? However, AOC has been given serious consideration for the starting position under the Turners' son and father duo. I 100,000% agree, Larry Fleming. And that's where I'm at this point. But I don't know how long you've been watching. If you just pulled up, what do you think about Mark Davis and the mandate put on the general manager and whoever's going to be the head coach to go get a quarterback in the first round? Do you think this is in favor of Antonio Pierce? Does this hurt Antonio Pierce? Do you think the tank is on? That's the question. Here, let me do this. Give me 2 seconds. Tatted Raider, are you in the chat? Probably not. I need mods. I draft a quarterback every year, but especially this year. I mean, smart teams do, right? They take a chance. Look at the 49ers. They had Jimmy Garoppolo, they had Trey Lance, and they went out and they drafted a quarterback in the 7th round who took them to the fucking Super Bowl, bro. To the Super Bowl. Travis Hunter, first round, Taylor Green in the 3rd or 4th. Taylor Green is going to have to go farther than that. He's just a little bit too raw. And hopefully he comes back and plays with Arkansas, man. The kid he's a junior. He's young. He needs to return to school under Bobby Petrino and learn the quarterback position. He's a great running back. He's a dual threat at 6'6", 233 pounds. The kid is a freak of nature at quarterback. He's a amazing athlete, but he's just got raw talent when it comes to throwing the ball. He's learned to put a little bit of touch on it, and I think one more year in college, for Taylor Green would be huge for his draft stock next year. But that's definitely a quarterback to look for next year. I mean, 100%. Shout out to Austin in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. I think they will give AP another year. Look, I've said that too on this channel. I think they're going to give Antonio Pierce another year, but the more and more shit that comes out and the more leaks that are in the building and all this bullshit that keeps coming up, it's hard to say if they're going to keep the guy. I mean, let me ask you this question, since I can't get my mod in here. Do you think? Hold up, I'm gonna find this live. I need to make Austin a mod. Um, do you think? Shh, you're gonna make it echo. He owns the team, and if we win out, Mark Davis is authorizing the trading of the future draft quarterback to get the first or second best quarterback in the draft. So you think that's what it is? You're saying Tank isn't on. He's just saying that if we do win some games after ALC's performance and the performance of the defense stopping the run, shout out to the defense and the games they've played the last 3 weeks. But you don't think the Tank is on, that he's just saying we're going to get our quarterback no matter where we are in the draft? Because if we win out, like, you know what it's going to cost to get up there to get Shedeur? I just, is that really worth it? Is that really worth it? I mean, it wasn't worth it to throw 4 first round picks at Jaden Daniels because 3 wasn't enough, right? You could have threw him 3 and Andre James and Colton Miller. They might have took that shit. We're not using either one of those guys, but our Devontae and Colton Miller last year, I guarantee you 49ers are the Washington Commanders would have thought real hard about that. But is Shedeur or Cam Ward worth 3 picks to have to move up if we win out? That's just crazy. I mean, that's 5 games. That puts us 2 games less than what we won last year. What's good? What's good, my guy? We need a quarterback for Bowers. But do we have that guy for Bowers? You know, a mobile quarterback is definitely going to pick up yards when we need him, like all the star quarterbacks do, drafted in the first round. Mobile, dual quarterbacks, dual threat or not. You know, you have quarterbacks like a Jared Goff that can run if he has to, but then you have guys, you know, like a Allen that are completely mobile and can, you know, make exciting plays happen with their legs. Do we need a guy like that? Having a guy like Bowers, I just don't know. I mean, I remember a team a couple years ago, and I think the guys in our building, Tom Brady, who had a very, very explosive tight end and a pretty explosive tight end duo for a little while, that won a whole lot of Super Bowls with a the most unmobile, athletic quarterback there was, that stood in the pocket and dropped dimes to wide open guys and pick guys apart if you gave him an offensive line and had time. And I believe Aiden O'Connell can do that. If you give him time and he's not scrambling, the kids the kid's on target 90% of the time, in my opinion. But when he's rattled and there's guys constantly in his face and he doesn't have time to throw the ball, anybody's going to make mistakes. Just look at these quarterbacks in the games today. I mean, when you have a 300-pound lineman or a 260-pound, 6'7" defensive end in your face as soon as you hike the ball, and you're trying to make plays because you believe that you can make every play out there, like, turnovers are going to happen. That shit's going to happen. But with a Brock Bowers, if you go get an Ashton Genty in the draft, or, you know, a replacement for a guy like Josh Jacobs who we lost last year, I think this team has a chance. Has a chance, definitely. But for how many years? How many years does Aiden O'Connell have? Right? If he is that guy, if he does come out and perform the rest of the season like he did in those games, or even close, do you not look at him and say, well, damn? I mean, there's a guy coming out, Archie Manning, in maybe 2 years. It could be next year. Could you get by with the Aiden O'Connell and maybe make it to the playoffs a year or two with the pocket passer, with a guy like Brock Bowers that could average 100 yards a game very easily in a good system, or in this system for that matter? I don't know where the hell I was at in here. Austin's chat was the last one I read. And this format is crazy, bro. Might not be a popular opinion, but I'm rocking with AP in 2025. Hey, I'm with that too, 100%. Besides, the inexperience and the dumb decision making, which we don't know if that's all him. There's been rumors that he has somebody in his ear that has been paid to be a game manager, and take care of those situations. So I'm not I'm not mad at keeping AP. The guys play for him. It might not be the most popular opinion, but it's probably a horrible opinion, and it just looks so bad on the organization to just keep firing guys without giving them at least a chance, at least some kind of chance. Now I know you could say he had his chance this year, but did he really have his chance? Come on, you lost $160 million defensive tackle out for the season. You lost a guy who was supposed to have a breakout year and probably very possibly could have had a better year than what Crosby's having if he was hurt. And Malcolm Kuntz, the leader of the defense, and Epps is out. Now we have Hobbs out, and our defense is still fighting, and they're still keeping us in games, which is a credit definitely to Patrick Graham, who I've criticized for not being able to stop the run many, many times. But speaking of that, if we do move on from Antonio Pierce, who on this coaching staff do y'all keep? Let me know. Let me know in the building. Let me star this so I know where I'm at. I swear I don't think Sanders is for us. Here's where I'm at. Sanders has showed in Colorado and Jackson State that the man knows ball. The man could get players to run through brick walls for him, just like Antonio Pierce. He is a master motivator, but not only that, he has experience in tough divisions in football with Colorado. Now, no, they haven't played the greatest or toughest of games, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. I'll bring something up that I want to talk about, but they've played some pretty decent teams and some pretty decent defenses. They've blown some teams out, and he seems to have full control and command of these kids. They want to play for him. They're learning underneath them. They've gotten better. And, obviously he can develop a quarterback because he's developed his son. So he has that going for him. But the flash and the constantly going to be in the media, in the news, coaching your son in Vegas is just more drama than we need. Like, we need to rebuild, have a solid year. Shout out, hit them like buttons, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody in the building. But we need to have some consistency, have some solid years going for us, and build on that. And I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I think Dion could be a great coach, but I think the only thing that worries about me is him constantly in the media, constantly in the media. And let me ask this question. When Derek Carr was here, right? All I heard was Derek Carr's a Bible thumper. Derek Carr's a Christian. Derek Carr's soft because he's a Christian. Derek Carr's weak because he believes in God. Derek Carr's a Jesus lover. Doesn't Deion Sanders do the same thing? Doesn't Shedeur do the same thing? Doesn't Shedeur tweet every Sunday, which everybody thinks it has to do with the Raiders losing? Because I don't believe on Friday when we played, there was a tweet saying, "Thank you, God." I think it's only a Sunday thing. But everybody hating on Derek Carr when he was here for his relationship with God. How y'all gonna feel with Deion Sanders and how vocal he is about his relationship with his Lord and Savior? That's just a food for thought. Food for thought. Might as well tank. Winning now isn't doing us any good. It's not doing us any good, but it's doing Antonio Pierce good at this point, right? because if he shows, we can get hot, we can win some games. I'm damn. There's so many pin questions. Let me ask you another question, and I'll somehow catch up to this chat if I keep asking questions. If Aiden O'Connell continues to win games with this young rookie offensive line, without Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers might not be playing this week. He missed practice again. We'll talk about that later. But if Aiden O'Connell continues to win games, does that look good for Antonio Pierce? Or does it look bad on Antonio Pierce for not starting Aiden O'Connell from the get-go? Does it help his cause or does it hurt it? Tony Chef says, damn it. Rebel rookie receiving yardage recorded for a tight end is 212 yards in a game. Bowers going to have another monster day this weekend. Bowers, in my opinion, is up there for rookie of the year. Now, I know it's a quarterback thing. Sometimes it's a receiver thing. But what he's doing hasn't been done before. And, Malik Neighbors was one of the top wide receivers drafted in the NFL this year. And Brock Bowers' numbers are killing Malik Neighbors by like 100 yards or something. And he's probably going to have another, like you said, another huge game again with Aiden O'Connell if we're not in tank mode. And, they open the reins and continue to throw him the ball. But something I was going to talk about a minute ago, and I'll bring up now, is Aiden O'Connell supposedly is ill and has a sickness. Now, I find this awful funny that it comes out after we almost beat the defending Super Bowl champions in their house in a hostile environment in the cold, 32 degrees, freezing. And Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders go in there and almost shock the world. And then Mark Davis comes out and says there's a mandate to draft a quarterback in the first round. Now, again, we don't know what that means and we're just speculating. But now all of a sudden, Aiden O'Connell misses practice a day after this announcement comes out that we are to draft a quarterback in the first round. The man is sick. Now, I know you could get sick in Kansas City, going from Kansas City, 32 degrees, back to Vegas, which Vegas ain't no joke. I lived there most of my life. I've said this over and over again. In the wintertime, it's a dry cold. It's crisp. You have the mountain, air coming out from Mount Charleston. It is very damn cold. So it's not the same kind of cold. It's a dry air. But did Aiden O'Connell really catch a cold? And is he going to play Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? That is the question. Now, I know Aiden O'Connell, not personally, but from what I've seen from his character, from the kid's heart, that unless he cannot walk and needs an IV, that Aiden O'Connell will be out there. Now, is the team saying they don't want him in the building because he's sick and he could get the rest of the team sick, and it could lead to, possibilities of the rest of the team getting sick? It's just questions that make you say, right? You have to ask yourself, how many games did we win with AOC last year? He was 5-4, I do believe. So he played in 11 games, 2 of them off the bench. I don't know if he gets the win-loss for that or what. But with Antonio Pierce, we were 5-4. And I think the other 2 games, Aiden O'Connell lost. So I don't think he got credit for one of them. Everything went wrong this season. We make a run next year. Everything did go wrong this season. We had a lot of shit go wrong. Like it's not a great look for the trainers, for the coaching staff, for the players that, were in the building. We had 62 players in the building the whole entire offseason, more than any player or more than any team in the entire NFL. We had almost double any other team in the entire NFL all offseason in the building. These guys were working out, they were training, and then, nobody expects you to lose not one, not two, but three starters out for the season. It's horrible, horrible luck. It's horrible for Antonio Pierce to to have to deal with that shit. Then you have to deal with the offensive coordinator you signed just being absolutely horrible at calling plays. Now, was his system trash? Obviously, it's not trash because Scott Turner and North Turner came in and made a couple little tweaks here and there, but basically just opened it up. Scott Turner has said over and over again in his interviews, we didn't change much. We just opened it up. We're letting O'Connell take shots. We believe in him. We trusted him. And if it's there, take it. And we seen last week 2 touchdowns. Aiden O'Connell got time and he dropped dimes, right? What is this one? Tony, I swear I'm still in disbelief about this year. I mean, yeah, bro, we're all in disbelief. It's just crazy shit. I was saying top 5 defense and 15 offense. Look, bro, I came on this channel my first year on YouTube saying this team had a chance to have the greatest defensive front in the history of the NFL. Now, did they? It is very, very possible. But they lost 2 of the starters, so no, that didn't go well. I also said that if Aiden O'Connell was a starter, we would go 13-4. It's looking more like 4-13 if we even get there. So I was fooled. I drank the Kool-Aid like everybody else, got shit faced drunk on it, started slurring my words, talking crazy. It happens, bro. It happens. We've been bad for so long. Everybody wants to win. So you can't. LVR, what's good, my guy? Mosa Raider, I'm sorry. I'm so far behind in this chat. Let me catch up. Law Talk Truth 81. Bowers already a top 5 tight end in the and he's a rookie. I mean, in my opinion, he's top 2 or 1. I think he's the best tight end number wise, but I mean, athletic wise, capability, the way he gets open, his route running, he's definitely the best tight end in the NFL right now. And if this man can continue to stay healthy, he's going to just break numbers that nobody's going to catch. Kind of like LeBron James style. I mean, LeBron James, nobody's going to catch his numbers because he's played so damn long and he's like father time and he's 80 years old. Dude's grayer than me, but I mean, the man's going to have just a freak show of a career, in my opinion. Right, let me catch back up here. I just want to shout out all y'all pulled up. Questions, get your questions in. Do y'all have any questions? Mosa Raider says AOC 2025. Let's talk about it. So you saying just go with AOC, go with best available in this draft, draft a quarterback maybe in the 3rd or 2nd round? Are you saying go with AOC 2025 and draft a quarterback like Shedeur or a Cam Ward or maybe a Jackson Dart or Drew Alar or how do you say his name? Alar? I don't know. But yeah, or this kid over here in Notre Dame. What is his name? I don't know why I always forget his name. But this kid on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, where Michael Mayer came from, is balling out and has his team, I think, up to 2nd in the college football standings, trying to get to the playoffs, which is absolutely insane. So there's some quarterbacks in this draft. We don't have to go Shedeur Sanders. I know everybody is sold on the Shedeur Sanders thing, but when you have a player like Brock Bowers, you don't need a number 1 draft pick. I mean, you can get away with the numbers with a second round, late first round. Would you love to have him? Yes. But if there's better options available, or if he's not there because you win a couple games this year, which I really see happening. I mean, come on, we play the Jacksonville Jaguars, we play the New Orleans Saints. Who else do we play? We play the Falcons, and we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we play the Chargers. Am I right? Am I wrong? Somebody let me know in the chat. Are all still is that all the teams we have left? If that's the case, we have a very, 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 very good chance of beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. Yes, I said it. Baker's banged up a little bit, got an Achilles and a high ankle sprain. Not very good. So hopefully he won't be very mobile. But we've seen him run for 15 or 16 yards last week or last Monday on that busted up mobile foot. So, I mean, we don't know, but we still, pocket passers have killed us this year. Our defense, again, has stepped up in the last couple games. And I'm gonna bring up, Patrick Graham. I'm gonna get into that as soon as I read all these chats. But yeah, our defense has stepped up, and there seems to be a thing with Patrick Graham going on. More likes in the chat. Yes, please hit the like button. Come on, man. There's been I don't know how many people come through here, but if you come through, you know what it do. Hit the like button, man. Appreciate it. Much love. Y'all the shit. Let me put this up. Maybe it'll help. Can y'all see that at the top of the screen? Cool. All right, good. The fuck? Where'd I go? I said 12-5. Yeah, that's rough, man. 1,100 snaps this off season. That's a full season for some players. Yeah, I know they got beat up, man. They've been banged up, smacked up. But you got players jumping on people's backs. It's been rough, man. It's been a rough season. It's been a rough season. Just Raider baby, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you. Go check out his channel. Go check out LVR Live too. I don't know if he's still doing shit on his channel. Raider Rundown in the building. Everybody in the building. Go check out Raider Rundown. He also has a channel. Fire content. We need to get together, do another live, my guy. Appreciate you in the building. What do you think about the mandate? Raiders Rundown. Do you think Mark Davis is saying it's time to tank to stay where we're at? Or is he saying no matter what, we're going to get our guy? I'd like to know your thoughts. Bowers already top five. Shout out. Big Dog, appreciate you pulling up. All right, let me read all these chats so I can stay caught up with this shit. If we don't get a rookie of the year, something is wrong. Well, I mean, yeah, something is wrong. Bo Nix is playing his ass off. Jaden Daniels is playing his ass off. And the fact that Brock Bowers only has, 3 touchdowns this year? I believe it's 3 touchdowns. Is really going to hurt his standings, in my opinion, because they don't use him as much as they should in the red zone. And it doesn't matter who was out there, if it's Luke Getsy or if it's been Scott Turner, North Turner, whoever's calling the plays. They haven't used them in the red zone like they should. And this man, for the touches and the targets he gets, he should be rewarded a lot more. Now, I know they try to double him, but it doesn't matter if you double him. He's Brock Bowers. This man is Superman. He gets open no matter what. In my opinion, he's just unguardable no matter what you do, especially in the red zone. From 20 yards in, he should be the target at least every 3 plays. If you get a first down, he should be a target at least one of those 3 plays until you score. And they just don't use him like that. And if they did, yo, I like the Raiders too. Shout out Big Dog. Like, subscribe, follow. Raiders Unleashed. Appreciate you. But, if they used him like that, there is no doubt in my mind that he would have to be rookie of the year. But for him not even, to be in the running or in the convo right now, it's just absolutely wild in my opinion. But he's a Raider, so you know how they do Max Crosby too, right? Even when he's having his best season ever, he gets 1 vote for defensive player of the year. So that's just how they do us. We have to get used to that shit. Um, draft a, draft kind of weak this year from quarterback. Shout out low the Truth 81. I mean, it's not the heaviest draft. That's true, but there's also a lot of juniors and there's a lot of kids that should probably stay in school. Last year we had a bunch of fifth year or 2 year, fifth year, yeah, fifth year, whatever, college kids, 2 year seniors, played in two or three different schools, a lot of systems, seen a lot of defenses, were a lot more NFL ready, right? I don't know how many defenses Shedeur's seen or Cam Ward in Miami or even Bo Nix, or not Bo Nix, but Jackson Dart. I think Jackson Dart would be the one that has seen the most defenses, just because he plays in the SEC. So he's seen Ohio State. He's seen Georgia. He's seen all these top schools he's played against. So, and he's like I keep saying, in Lane Kiffin's system. But there's a lot of quarterbacks that should definitely stay one more year, get the experience, and come out next year, in my opinion. Like Shedeur did. Shedeur could have came out last year. He was projected to go in the first round, late in the first round. He decided, stay with his dad, go more 1 year with his team, and it paid off for him. He's going to be probably one of the top 3 picks in this year's draft. So stay in school. Stay in school, man. Y'all want Brock? Question. What? What do you mean y'all want Brock? Yeah, we want Brock. He's the best tight end in the league. And I know you all got Kittles, but I guarantee you, Brock's going to kill that dude's numbers. Max said he was in a dark place from all the losing. How could you not be in a dark place? I mean, you got to be reading the media. He stays in the media. He's taking shit from Raider Nation because he wanted Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce and the Raiders have shit the bed with all that's going on. We're two losses away, I believe, from our worst losing streak in the history of the Las Vegas Raiders. If you look at Antonio Pierce, he has a 3.3 winning percentage. I believe he is 7-14. If you look at Dick Daniels, Dick Daniels, he had a winning percentage of 363, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chats. And I think his record was 7-19. So Antonio Pierce has a worse record than Dick Daniels did when everybody said he had to be fired and was screaming for his head, get him out of the building. I was one of those guys. I even carved out a pumpkin on Halloween. If y'all want to see pictures, let me know. I'll post it on my Instagram again, but it's on my Instagram. Go check it out. It says just fire Josh McDaniels JMD. So yeah, that was my pumpkin for Halloween. Everybody wanted Josh McDaniels gone. I never wanted that guy in the building. I just knew from what he did in Denver, from what he did to the Colts, that wasn't the guy. But I had a different opinion about Antonio Pierce. Double tap the screen. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Nation got to get up early. Peace. Appreciate you pulling up. Goat Talk. What's up, my guy? This man has been what? To link Shedeur isn't going to light NFL, bro. Cancel your channel. What the fuck you talking about? You don't even speak English, bro. Isn't going to light the NFL up, bro. Cancel your channel. He might light the NFL up. If he gets on a team with the offensive line. But as you can see, and he has showed, he called out his offensive line in public because they weren't blocking and said he can't do shit behind the offensive line that isn't going to protect him, right? So if he doesn't have an offensive line behind him, no, he's not going to light up the NFL. Just like Jaden Daniels, just like boy over there, Caleb Williams in Chicago has an offensive line not lighting it up. There is no guarantee in the NFL, and I don't care if you're Deion Sanders. I don't care if you're Jesus' son. There is no guarantee in the NFL that you're going to light it up. Now, do I think he's going to be good in the NFL? Yes, but that doesn't mean shit, bro. Cancel your fucking channel. Cam Ward has played at least two defensive systems, Washington State and Miami. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about Shedeur, right? He was in Jackson State and Colorado. Lawrence E., you can tell he doesn't watch college football for real. Okay. I watch college football every Sunday. I've seen every one of his games, bro. Obviously, you're a Shedeur fan. We don't want to see anything but your channel can't. Well, fucking go report it, bro. Maybe you'll get it canceled. Trash ass comments, but I appreciate you pulling up. Like, subscribe, follow. Your mom can't read, bro. What's good? New England Raider Booster. Good show, man. I've seen y'all on the last two couple. Good lives. Good topics. Bro, let's make a friendly bet right now. What do you want to bet, my man? What do you want to bet? You're going to love me. Don't draft either quarterback. Hey, bro, I've been up and down on that train over and over and over again. And I just don't see it. I don't see it if we win some games and we have to move up to get a quarterback. Nah, bro, no. College football is played on Sunday or Saturday. No shit. Is it really? Did I say Sunday? Oh well. You got me. Damn. So Raiders Booster says don't draft either quarterback. Man, I gotta know why. Definitely gotta know why. What else is Clown gotta say? Bro, college football. I just seen that one. The fuck. Who the hell is this sheep goat? I don't know. Trash sports goat talker or some shit. He thinks he's funny. Let's bet 500 that Shedeur lights up the NFL his rookie year. What do you mean by light up? Like, you think Shedeur is going to be rookie of the year? Really? If he comes to the Raiders? Come on, bro. You trying to give your money away? That's just flipping hilarious. Flipping hilarious, bro. What are the stipulations? Send me your cash app. Who we send the money to hold? Yes, I do. Or either Travis Hunter. Oh my God. Are you from Colorado, bro? Let me guess. You're a Donkeys fan? That's why you're in here? What do you think about the Chiefs? I think they are 3-time Super Bowl champions. I think they have Patrick Mahomes, who's an MVP quarterback. I think they should have lost last week. What do you want me to say? Send it to me. Money sign Raiders Rebel. That's my cash app. You can send it to me, bro. We got how many witnesses? 26. 26. But you got to tell me what the bet is first, though. Like, what are we betting? The Shedeur's rookie of the year? Are we betting like he's got to have like a certain amount of touchdowns or touchdown to interception ratio? Like, what are we doing? All right, Bet Sports, are you sponsoring this shit? Can we get sponsored off this? I'm just saying. Trade away first 2000 pick to get back in the first mid round. This year in the top 10, preference and take a running back, Genty, preferably. The rest of the draft, build O line and defense. If we have the number one pick, I am with you 1,000% because I don't think there is a number one pick in this draft. Now, if a running back could go number one and you wouldn't look like a clown drafting a running back first overall in the draft, then yeah, definitely. But I don't see either one of these quarterbacks really. When the combine comes and it's all said and done, I don't see these guys pulling too far away from some of these guys in the draft that are juniors that can throw just as good, that have just as good as accuracy, and some of them are a lot. Now, I'm not saying neither one of them are mobile. I'm saying Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders do not run. Like when they have to, they will, but they're not run first quarterbacks. And they can scramble. They both are wiggly. They can't get away. Who and what own the Raiders? What are you talking about? Oh my god, I gotta stop reading your stupid shit. But I'm totally with trading back for a bunch of reasons. Because if you have the third pick, more than likely you're getting 3 first round picks. And if somebody wants to give me 3 first round picks for one player, I don't care who that player is. I've said it before, Max Crosby, it doesn't matter. Give me the 3 picks because 3 first round picks, if you have a general manager that has any sense and knows talent, and you have a coaching staff in the building that knows talent, knows what they're trying to do, has a vision for where they want the franchise to go, which I believe Antonio Pierce does have a vision where he wants it to go. Can he get it there? That is the question. But yeah, I'm totally down for, another 3 first round picks. I would even, you know, like you said, trade back. If you could trade back with somebody inside the top 10 and move back up into the first round and get 2 first round picks, that is obviously the way to go. And, the Texans have showed that. They had the third round pick. They drafted a quarterback. They moved up to get him. And then they, went and got defense, the best defensive player in the draft with the fourth pick. So look at where their franchise is. Look how fast that franchise started climbing. They built the offensive line. They gave their quarterback a pocket that is not a mobile quarterback. CJ Stroud will run, but he very, very seldomly runs, only if he has to in dire situations. And they do just fine. So I believe you can make it with the Aiden O'Connell type quarterback for 2, 3, 4 years. I don't know how long he has in this league, but look at Aaron Rodgers. He's 2 years old, still playing in the NFL. Tom Brady played till he was 46. Am I saying Aiden O'Connell is either one of these guys? No. But with the correct nutrition, diet, workout, I mean, the kid's got all the talent there is. And people say his upside is done. I just don't believe it. I think Aiden O'Connell is worth building around. And I said it, his rookie year after I seen 2 preseason games. I said, this kid is special. And if somebody gives him the shot, he's going to show how special he could be. Bo Nix owns you. Bo Nix doesn't own me, dude, bro. Nobody owns me. I'm a free man. I'm not even married, so I am not owned. Guarantee you. Chargers are better. What are you? Are you just trolling? You like the Broncos and the Chargers? You know Bo Nix doesn't play for the Chargers, right? I don't know what you're trying to say, kid. Free agents spend the money and get Najee Harris to groom McCormick and Genty. Bro, you're talking crazy, my guy, but I love it. Right? Like, hey, I'm 100,000,000,000% down with getting a player like Najee Harris to the Raiders, but I just don't believe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do move on. It depends on what Najee Harris is asking in free agency. That is the big question. You know, we have Coupon Tom in the building. I don't really see him going getting a big name in free agency. I would much more see him doing the same thing he did, trying to get a player like Lobby in the fourth or fifth round, or trying to steal one as an undrafted free agent. But Harris would be nasty behind McCormick, behind Dylan Labe, and Ashton Genty. You would have three young kids in the building. Like, again, we don't know what Dylan Labe could be. If you go watch Dylan Labe's college tape, the man was an absolute freak, bro. He had almost 800 yards rushing, almost 700 yards passing. They lined him up in the backfield. They lined him up in the slot. They put the man out as both sides, X, Y, whatever, wherever you want to put the kid. So Dylan Labe is another asset they're not using, and I think you know definitely would be crazy with a player like Najee Harris to hammer thunder and lightning. Definitely would definitely work for me. Bro, do I look stupid to you? I mean, you sound stupid to me. I don't know what you look like because the picture is a goat and a buffalo. I do believe a goat and a buffalo fucking. I don't know what your picture is, bro, but um, I mean, so I don't know what you look like. That's a fucking dumb question. You said I couldn't read, and you're asking me if you look stupid. I mean, I'm just saying, my brother. You know, damn, I'm getting sick. Shedeur throws for 3,500 yards and 34 TDs. And what does this mean? What does this mean? Bo Nix threw for more than that. Last year was drafted, 12th pick overall, the sixth quarterback taken in the draft. That don't mean shit to me. Jaden Daniels threw for what, 4,400 yards, four touchdowns, and four interceptions last year or some shit. What's 3,500 yards from a kid that's a coach's son that's learned from the best quarterback in the history of the NFL, taught him everything he knows, and you're only putting up 3,500 yards and 34 touchdowns with a shit running game and one of the best receivers in the NFL? I mean, in college football? Bro, go somewhere with that blah, blah, blah nonsense. Fuck out of here. Good job, Rebel. You got a following today. Yeah, appreciate you. To be clear, I was saying the Chiefs own the Raiders. Bro, nobody owns the Raiders. The Raiders own themselves and they beat themselves over and over again. And I could show you plenty of film if you want to come on tomorrow or shit, anytime you want, bro. I can break down plays after plays after plays where we beat ourselves. And it wasn't Antonio Pierce's dumb play calling all the time. It wasn't his lack of experience when it comes to clock game management or calling timeouts. It was the Raiders not being able to execute in key situations or turning the fucking ball over in key situations. So don't come in here with your queef ass Kansas City Chiefs and your bullshit referees that call false starts and then change it into something that they can. Come on, man. Get out of here with your garbage shit. Don't get me started, bro. I appreciate you watching, though. I need to watch time. Thanks. Hawaiian and Candy, what's up? Junior K, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you showing up. Try and get to everybody. I'm slow as fuck at reading because once I read, I just start talking and I can't stop. Fuck. One and done in the playoffs this year. The Chiefs? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some teams got their number for sure. I guarantee you that. And we just gave them the recipe like we did last year. I'm gone, man. I'm not arguing with you, dude. That is 15 likes on this channel and shared bet. Good luck. Hold your head up and stop Shedeur hate, brother. Oh, appreciate you pulling up, my brother. I'm just fucking around. I wasn't trying to disrespect. I was just clowning, bro. But I appreciate the shit out of you, my guy. So anytime you want to pull back up, and I ain't clowning on Shedeur. I don't hate on Shedeur. I'm just saying, if you have a number one pick or a number one two pick, and somebody wants that pick, we have a lot of holes to fill, and we need somebody to plug those holes, right? Pause if necessary. Draft a quarterback in this draft, just not in the first round. I'm totally 100% with that. Facts. Let me read all these. Let me get rid of this shit. We will have buyer's remorse if we draft Sanders. I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. Jackie, what's good? Appreciate you showing up. Bro, got Go Talk is a hater. Yeah, he's just trolling, but hey, it's getting people to comment, right? I appreciate him. I appreciate him. What else? What else we got? What else we got? Do you think we draft fifth this year? Too expensive to trade up. It depends. Is Aiden O'Connell really sick? Are they pulling Aiden O'Connell out because they don't want to win games? Are they gonna go with Ritter? I mean, it's crazy, bro. You talking so much trash about me on your channel. It's not even popping. You asked what I wanted to bet on, bro. No, I wasn't talking trash. Come on, man. Don't get all butt hurt and shit. You was talking trash too. You said my shit should be canceled. Remember? Come on, man. Don't get all butt hurt and shit. How many subs you have? Who, me? Not enough. I need more. No. I'm about 45 away, I think, from 1,000. If you're talking to me, hit those subs and likes. Go. What are you talking about? That was what I was telling you. You bet me. I'm throwing for. Oh. Okay. I got you. All right. I thought you were talking about his stats. I thought you were talking about that was his stats this year. I apologize. I apologize. My bad. My bad. 3,500 yards, 32 touchdowns his rookie season. That's not happening with the Raiders, bro. I don't see that happening with the Raiders. Again, I don't know who their coaching staff is going to be, so that's kind of a crazy bet. But if you definitely want to bet that, I mean, can we wait till I know who the damn coach is going to be in the offensive coordinator? Because that's easy money right now. If it's Norv Scott Turner, I don't see him opening it up that much with the rookie and giving him that much leniency in the NFL, which it might not give that much leniency in the NFL with any quarterback. I mean, with any coaching staff at this point. Hey, Rebel Corby, and I don't skip your comments. What? Where did you? What are you talking about? I said hi to Corey, and I said Taderator, what's up? Fuck you talking about? Why is everybody picking on me today? Bro, Shedeur literally has a coach as a dad. Coach Boris is famous from his dad than him playing. Yeah, I think coaching with your daddy, you're definitely gonna get. I mean, he has that going for him, right? Your dad's the coach. Of course, he's gonna open it up, and you're gonna try to do everything you can to make your son look like the best college quarterback in college football. So you're gonna have an offensive coordinator that does everything in his power to make this kid look like a number one pick. You're gonna, in my opinion, right? You're gonna open it up. You're gonna take the field to one of the best receivers in Travis Hunter, who I believe is a number one pick. Easy, very, very easily, bro. And that another question. That's a question also. So if we have the number one pick, do you take a Travis Hunter since we have 10 picks? Is it worth taking a Travis Hunter and trying to move back up into the first round to get a quarterback? I mean, if we take a Travis Hunter, we got to move back up to what, five, maybe 5 or 6 or 7? Is it worth the draft picks to get a Travis Hunter at a number 2 and try to move back up into the top 5 or into the top 10? I mean, what would that cost? Maybe 2 first rounds, and say you throw some players in there like a Colton Miller that we don't know what we're doing with, or a Andre James, because in my latest mock draft, like I said a couple days ago, I was like, well, let's just see if we can get a trade because we had the number 3 pick or the number 5 pick at the time. So it was like 2 weeks ago. We were 5th overall, and I was like, man, let's just see what I can get if we trade up. So I tried to trade with the Tennessee Titans. I offered them our 3rd round pick, a first next year, and our 2nd round pick, and Andre James, and they bit. So I was like, shit, I'll give up a 2nd round pick to have another 1st round pick. That gave us the 3rd overall pick and the 5th overall pick. We could have easily got a Ashton Genty and a Cam Ward out of that. So could the Raiders? Do you see the Raiders doing some crazy shit like that? Yes, Miller. Finally, someone else said it besides me. Because I mean, I think that would put us, dude. That would put us the best spot of rebuilding this team and not being in a complete rebuild, but just like a little revamp, right? A revamp, a little quick remanufacture, if you will. I think that's the best scenario. But first, we got to get to number 1, and to get there, Mosa Raider, what's good? 3 former players played tonight, and Ball Jacobs, Amik Robinson, and Keeson Nixon. Bro, shake your head. I'll shake my head too, because it happens all the time. Like Arden Keys is playing his ass off, I think, right now. Who else? The motherfucker that's got a tattoo on it, the Raider tattoo. Uh, Clee Farrell. I think Clee Farrell's not playing too bad. Uh, man, it happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time. Detroit won. I didn't get to see the end of the game because I was over here with y'all. I thought I timed it right so I could watch it till the end, but there was 3 minutes left and Detroit was driving, so I didn't get to see what happened. But appreciate y'all for telling me. Miller, finally someone else said it besides me. Right, Colton Miller. I said it. I mean, go watch my videos. Last year's draft. I tried to say there was a way we could have moved up and got a Bo Nix or a JJ McCarthy. Yes, he got hurt, but I think that kid would have probably been the best quarterback this year. I mean, playing for the Minnesota Vikings, just look at how good that team is. Could you imagine it with JJ McCarthy? And I know Sam Darnold has been damn good this year, but could you imagine what the Minnesota Vikings would look like with JJ McCarthy, with his mobility, the way he can scramble, his accuracy? Like, he might have had some rookie woes, but dude, I think that kid would have been playing up there with Bo Nix and them. So, you know, we could have got guys like that last year, and we shit the bed. But I said the only way we could have got like a Jaden Daniels or somebody crazy like that was to offer a Devonte Adams, who, whose price was way up there last year. It was way higher than the 3rd round pick we got for mid season with all the drama and the bullshit going on. We could have traded Devontae Adams and Colton Miller, who had a pretty good year, and his draft cap, his trade value would have been a lot higher. And don't tell me that one of these teams, like Chicago or the Commanders or the New England Patriots, wouldn't have took a player like Devontae Adams, even with his contract, because you can restructure that shit. The Raiders could have paid part of it, however it would have worked. But you could have traded Devontae Adams and a Colton Miller last year and got one of these quarterbacks. You know, could that be the situation this year? It depends again on what Aiden O'Connell does, how this defense plays. But Caleb Von Chasen is coming on hot. Sack and a half last week. Uh, the other half went to my man Charles Snowden, who off and on has been showing flashes. The Raiders have a bunch of young players. Again, we're sixth youngest team in the NFL right now. The sixth youngest team out of 32. That's pretty damn young. So the players are continuing to develop under Antonio Pierce and under this coaching staff. They are getting better every week. If they weren't getting better, we wouldn't be competing in any of these games. I mean, we've competed in every game minus the turnovers. And if you take away the turnovers out of every game we've played in this year, we win a lot of those games. And the record might be flipped around. It might be 10-2. It could very easily be 10-2 if we had a quarterback that our play calling or a running game like we had in the last 2 weeks. But we didn't. That's all in the past. But it could very well be, right? He was on live with Turf and Leo last Friday. Yeah, he was on live last night too. I think didn't you start your own channel, Jeff? Isn't it Jeff? What's your name, Jeff? New England Raiders booster. I need to have you on, bro. Hit me up on IG if you would, or post your IG in here. Mine's just Raiders Rebel. Yeah, I thought that was your name. I've never met you. I didn't want to call you by your name and shit because I don't know you, but I've heard people call you Jeff. So I was hoping I wasn't wrong because I've been wrong before and shit. But yeah, man, hit me up. Fucking, we can do it live anytime. Both of y'all just win or just Raiders, baby. If y'all want to come on anytime, let me know and we'll set that shit up. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, just oh shit. I can find. I'm sure I can find your email or just message me on Instagram. Hit me up on IG Raiders Rebel and everybody else in the chat. IG Raiders Rebel, Raiders Rebel underscore. I do believe on X and Raiders Rebel on anything else. Snapchat, Facebook. It's all the same. Some of y'all follow me, some of y'all don't. If you don't, well, damn, what are you waiting for? Follow, hit up all my shit. I'm not on there very much, but I'm trying to post more and more and more. I know. Just Raiders, baby. I thought you was gonna have me on your channel. No, I'm just kidding. Hit me up, bro. Set it up. We can go on yours. You can come on mine. We could do another roundtable. I've been trying to set it up where kind of like Turf does and just have a bunch of people on there or have open mic night. But my shit is just so frantic and not scheduled. Like I said, with the work schedule, I never know when I'm gonna be able to do it. And if I set it up, something always happens and I don't get to it. So that's why there never really any set dates. Usually Monday and Thursday are the only days that I'm guaranteed to be on. But I'm trying to go on at least, 4 or 5 days a week from now on because I'm running out of time to get these damn watch hours. Yeah, maybe after Sunday game I do a live post game show. Yeah, for sure. Just hit me up. I will definitely pull up. Um So where else do we go? Like, if say by some crazy scenario we win two more games, right? The teams behind us have a weaker schedule, a lot of them that are, one game behind us with three losses. So 3-9, or some of them probably haven't even had bye weeks yet. Some of them bye weeks are still coming up. But my point is, the teams behind us, if we win just one game, that could drop us all the way to 7, possibly 8, depending on the way the rest of the shit goes. And then if we win two games, which is a very, very high possibility, like I said, the Jacksonville Jaguars, you know, the New Orleans Saints just lost Taysom Hill. They were starting to roll with that little, third down package they were running and red zone package they were running. So, I mean, definitely for real, we could win two of those games, right? And we can, I mean, easily, probably win 4 out of the 5, depending on if we can continue to stay healthy. This is the third game for the offensive line. They have continuity, they have consistency. They're starting to build a little chemistry together. It makes a big difference. The offensive line is like a synchronized ballet. Everything is in sync. Everybody's has to move at the same time, move in motion. You have to know the guy around you. You have to trust the guy around you, and that all takes time. And I think, this being the third or fourth, this going into the fourth week, I do believe, you know, shit starts to look familiar. It starts to sound the same when you're calling the same scheme with different people over and over again. You know, you're going to have mistakes. You're going to have offsides. You're going to have holding calls. Hopefully, they can clean that shit up. And if they can clean that up, not make mistakes against Tampa Bay, I really see us having a shot in that game too. Think they win Sunday? Like I said, yeah, I think with all the shit going on, I mean, I know Bucky Irvin's getting hot as hell. He ran for what, 152 yards, I do believe, which, I mean, 152 yards rushing for a rookie is absolutely insane. It might be more than that. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm just going off of what I kind of remembered in my head. So they have White. I mean, they have two solid rushing games. They got Mike Evans back, who is, you know, in my mind, one of the greatest receivers all time in the NFL. Not, I don't think there's but what, two or three receivers in the NFL that have had 1,000 yards every season they've been in the NFL. It's just absolutely crazy numbers. And even at his age, he's unguardable. The man just runs clean ass routes. He has strong hands, and they got a tough team. Baker Mayfield, like I said, we struggle with team in the pocket, and it all comes down to the defense because right now it it looks like Brock Bowers is unstoppable. Whether they put a linebacker on him, whether they're putting nickel safeties on him, whether they're putting corners on him, it doesn't matter who they're putting on Brock Bowers. We're picking them apart. So if the O line continues to play like they have and get better, every single game, I see us winning a lot of games. But that all comes down to what we talked about in the beginning. What does this mandate mean? Does this mandate mean tank? Does this mandate mean don't win games? Does this mandate mean play your ass off, but somehow find a way to make it look like the refs lost you the game or your coach lost you the game by not kicking the fucking field goal when you should have kicked the field goal? I mean, it's a big, huge question, but I believe the Chiefs are kind of on a downhill slope. They started out hot. They were undefeated. They lost the game. They've just barely squeezed some by the hair of their chinny chin chin. And I think that team is on a slide, and we caught them, kind of on a slide. But they also got Pacheco back, and that's going to make a huge difference for the Chiefs. But when you can play the world champions like we did, miss 3 field goals, and still only lose by 2 points, that says a lot about this coaching staff. Says a lot about our offensive coordinator, our defensive coordinator, and this team still fighting, still gritty, and still scrappy and not giving up. So I believe we have a chance in any game. It just depends again where where this coaching staff's limits are, right? Are they allowed to go out and throw the ball like we did last game? Are they going to pull that shit down? Are they pulling Aiden O'Connell out because he's sick? Is Aiden O'Connell going to play? I mean, I don't know. With Ritter in there, can we win? Possibly, if they run a lot of RPOs and a lot of read options and let him keep the ball a lot and make plays with his feet. But it's a totally different team without Aiden O'Connell. And you'd have to be a blind man like Ray Charles. No disrespect to Ray Charles. I'm just saying you have to be a blind man to not be able to see what a difference this team is with a quarterback that is willing to take shots, that can take shots, that'll stand in the pocket, not run himself into sacks, and not turn the ball over. This team is a completely different team from night and day. I mean, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, and I could be biased, and I could just have my Raider glasses on. Holy shit. I can't see nothing without those. But I do have Raider glasses. Oh, yeah. See? And if you don't believe I got Raider glasses, motherfucker, can you see? Damn. Where's this shit at? Why ain't it showing up? Ah, there you go. Somewhere in there. Yeah, whatever the hell. Fuck. Yeah, see, Raiders. Shitty ass camera. So I could put my Raider glasses on and be biased. But I don't have my Raider glasses on. I'm just calling it like I see it. And I think this kid is an absolute just I mean, I don't know. His demeanor, you know, his tendency to stand in the pocket, to know he's gonna get hit, the same thing you see in Colorado with Shedeur. I think you can look at Aiden O'Connell and Shedeur Sanders, and I know this is probably the most horrible take, and people are gonna think I'm crazy. But go ahead and look at their games. Like, look at the way they hit their back foot, they throw the ball. When Shedeur is on his game, there's a lot of tape with him. When he throws the ball within 3 seconds, he looks a lot better than when he holds the ball for 4, 5, 6 seconds. Same with any quarterback. So they both see the field very well. They read defenses. They can change plays at the line of scrimmage. And I mean, yeah, it's a different team. So if Aiden's in there and everything's good, Jacoby Myers missing practice again today on Thursday. He missed 2 games with the ankle injury. We will talk about that. He practiced Tuesday, practiced Wednesday. Today he was not in practice. Now, are they just holding him out because the ankle's, still a little tender, a little sore? He's got a little issue with it. Or did he retweak it in practice and now they're holding him out to see if he can go game time? I don't know, but with that, it seems funny. And I'm not saying nobody's not hurt. Like, don't take this the wrong way. And I know people are going to record this and respin it around and be like, oh, Raiders Rebel said. No, Raider Rebel didn't say shit. Raiders Rebel is just asking a question that it seems funny that Jacoby Myers missed 2 weeks, played his ass off, 10 receptions a game, 10 targets in the last 2 games, 100 yards in one of them, almost a hundo last week against the Chiefs. Played his ass off. Practice is good. And again, as soon as this so-called mandate comes out to draft a quarterback, our best receiver, Jacoby Myers, all of a sudden is injured again and not in practice. Aiden O'Connell's sick. It just seems fishy to me. And I know the Raiders don't play in LA anymore, so they're not by the ocean, so it shouldn't smell like fish. So if there's a fishy smell in the building, I don't know what it is, but it probably has a bowl cut. I'm just saying. Fuck, what else we got? I think that's about all I got for tonight. Brock Bowers definitely should be rookie of the year. In conclusion, I think he is on pace to have with Aiden O'Connell in there. And again, this is whether we are in tank mode or not in tank mode, because you can say what you want. I've never been team tank. I will never ever be team tank. I am all about just win, baby. Fucking Raiders till I die. That shit's tatted on my skin. I can't get rid of it. I would never even try. Raiders till I die. Poet didn't know it. But come on, man. Yes, your buddy Rebel is saying it kind of sounds like a tank is in, because you don't come out and mandate your team to draft a quarterback in the first round and then take a quarterback who's been the light of your team and should have been the starter in the beginning of the season, who is now all of a sudden sick. Like Jacoby Myers, all of a sudden ankle injury again, no practice. Like, this shit just has to make you say right? It's got to make you ask the questions. And I don't call myself a content creator, right? Because, you know, I don't know why, but content creators get paid for this shit. I just do it for the love of this game. But as a not even a reporter, just as a fan that reports Raider shit, you have to question the fact that all this shit lines up. And if you don't, bro, you're just crazy. At any booster club, I think I had that wrote down somewhere. But let me say that shit in just in case, anyways. Sweet. Yeah, we'll definitely get together and do it live. I don't know. I was trying to set up a thing kind of like y'all was doing, but I don't want to kind of burn it out. I mean, there's so many Raider content creators now, everybody doing their little own thing, but I don't want to make it like a every single, every single week thing, but it would be cool to get just everybody together on everybody's channel like he's been doing, and just keep doing that. So I was gonna pull up last Friday, but shit, I ended up being busy for the holidays. But I definitely like the whole roundtable thing, getting everybody's opinion, everybody kind of get their own feedback of where they think this franchise is going, where they think it needs to be. Yeah, go check out New England Boosters for sure. What is your channel? It's New England Boosters, right, on YouTube? Yeah, go check them out on YouTube. And I appreciate all the content creators that showed up. Again, just Raider baby, my guy, appreciate you. Rundown was in the building, appreciate you. What else was I gonna say? There was something else I want to talk about. Oh yeah. One more thing about Antonio Pierce. Now, Antonio Pierce made a comment when they asked him about Sincere McCormick, about Sincere McCormick in the first game where he started to get a little bit of run going. They asked him what they thought about Sincere McCormick, um, why'd they put him in the game, what they seen out of Sincere McCormick. And Antonio Pierce's answer was, it's the same thing I've been seeing from Sincere McCormick all year long in practice. Now, is it just me? Because again, I like Antonio Pierce and I've been going to bat for this guy all year long. But some of this shit just keeps piling up, and I don't know how long I can continue to just stick up for this man when you just dumb shit. Like, he said he's seen Sincere McCormick do the same thing he's been doing all year long in practice on the practice squad, running hard, not turning the ball over, pushing piles, moving his feet. If that's the case, why has he been on a practice squad? Can I ask why he's been on a practice squad? Because we've had injuries with Zamir White. We've had injuries with Madison. We've had fumble problems with Madison. We've had fumble problems with Amir Abdullah. Dylan Labe, the rookie, one play fumble, never got another carry. This personnel shit, and then acknowledging the fact that the man has been performing in practice all year long and you have seen it happen all year long, but you didn't step up as the head coach and say, look, the running game is not going the way I want it to go. I want to be a dominant, run first, power run team. Put this damn kid in the game and let's see what he can do. And he didn't do that. And same thing with Gardner Minshew. Now, he let his coaches coach, and he said he was going to let his coaches coach. But at some point, as a head coach, which he did to keep your job, you have to step up and be like, bro, this shit ain't working. And it should have been after the third week, because from what Antonio Pierce left last year and the way the offense was working, the defense was playing, he should have known right away by week 3 that Gardner Minshew was not it. It was not going to happen. Even by week 4, you should have known this is not going to happen. There's too many turnovers. This ain't going to work. We have to go with Aiden O'Connell. But he never made that decision, never made that choice. You know, same thing with linebackers. We had problems with missed tackling. Amari Gaynor has never seen the grass but 1 or 2 snaps a game. And when they put him in, he's at defensive end. The kid is a linebacker. He proved in preseason he can play Mike linebacker. He can play Will. He can play Sam. He can play both defensive ends. But he hasn't been on the field. So, again, you have to question some of the things he says that really hurt himself. Like, let's face it, this is the worst team in the NFL going against the best team in the NFL when we're facing the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, as a head coach, sometimes you just have to close your mouth, not do so many press conferences, not answer so many questions, or not try to answer them always like a tough guy or a smart ass answer, in my opinion. Sometimes you put your foot in your mouth and it just seems like he's hurting himself by saying stupid shit like that. Oh, I've seen what the kid can do all year, but nobody put him in, so we just figured we leave him on the practice squad. That shit just it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense at all. No, he's not hurt at all. The kid is not hurt. He hasn't been hurt. He hasn't been demoted to the practice squad. There's been no injuries. He's been in, you see him in all the highlights out there in practice. He just he's not in the game. He's not in the game. He's nowhere to be found. You can say that about your division rivals. I could say what? What am I saying? Appreciate you pulling up. Nahemi? Is that how you say that? Bammer Baller brand. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you. Hashtag Bammer Baller TV. What y'all got on Bammer Baller TV? Can't what? Can't what? You can't say that about your division rivals. Oh. I can't say what though. Can or can't say what about my division rivals. I don't know where you came in at or where you jumped in the conversation. So I'm trying to figure it out, my brother. Don't know where, when, what. I'll wait. Oh, this thing sucks, dude. Why is it clogged all the time? Because there's a lot of things I can't say about my division rivals, and there's a lot of things I can say. Most of the things I can say are not very good, and most of the things I can't say, I probably just can't say on here. Soccer, football. What is that? Bammer Baller TV. Is it kind of like a VIP stand, or y'all play some games and shit on there? Bro, you're still not getting the point. Antonio Pierce can't say what. That's what I'm saying. I'm not getting it, bro. Fuck. What is it that he can't say, my guy? Like I can't say it. He can't say it, but we don't know what this it is. What is the it? What is it? What is it? Okay. Worst team or best team? He can say that about the Chiefs. He did say it was the best team in football, and we were the worst team in football, which is just a joke. Like I don't know how you could sit there and say that about your team when you're trying to get a job next year and you told everybody in this organization and the fan base that we were going to be a smash mouth, violent, physical, ill intent, old school, run first, dominant offense, physical defense. People were going to be scared of us. They were going to know they played the Las Vegas Raiders whether we won or lost. And I haven't seen none of that shit. S. Sanders, who looks good in black and gray. Shout out my guy Lucas. So you saying Shedeur Sanders is going to be a Raider, or he just looks good in those colors? Because I do believe in Colorado, isn't his colors black and gray? I know they're white and gold, but they wear a black with like a faded gold or some shit. My point is that dumb shit. Oh, that's dumb shit to say. Oh, I know. You can't call anybody the worst team in the NFL, especially your own. Like I mean, you can't say that shit about a team you're going up against because that's just gonna fire people up. But he kind of insinuated that against the Panthers, and look what happened to that game. But yeah, I get you. Like it's not. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for him. And I went to bat for Antonio Pierce. I go to bat for Antonio Pierce just for the fact that when he talks, I listen. And I got ADHD, so when most people talk, I'm not listening. I'm just thinking about mostly other shit, probably about Raider shit. So to get me to focus and buy in on what you're saying is a pretty ill at hand task. And when the man talks, for some reason, I listen. But I don't know. I know he's a good motivator. I know he's a player's coach. The players love that. Everybody loves him. But you got to get better. You got to get better. And I went to bat for this dude over and over again. But sometimes maybe the media just isn't the best for you. Same thing with Deion Sanders, right? Some people in this chat said they didn't want Deion Sanders to coach the Raiders because the drama. They didn't want the drama. They didn't want Sanders here because of the drama. And sometimes keeping your mouth shut cures that drama, right? If there's questions, I mean, these reporters don't ask the hardest questions. I see people in the chat constantly bitching about the questions the reporters ask, how weak the questions are. Why don't they ask harder questions? Why doesn't Hondo, ask the tough questions? Why doesn't Albert Breer and all these guys ask the tough questions? And they always ask stupid, easy questions. And somehow he still puts his foot in his mouth, which I just don't understand that. But I do understand he's a first time head coach, and that shit's going to take time. But calling your team the worst team in the NFL just looks bad. And saying Kansas City is the best team in the NFL looks bad too, because, I mean, yes, they're tied with the best division, the best record in football. But if you look at the stats, they're clearly not the best team in football. The best team in football wears blue and white and is out of Michigan, in my opinion, somewhere up there in Detroit. That team is just nasty. They have two of the best backs. They have the top three receiver in the NFL, in my opinion, and St. Brown, a quarterback that does Doesn't have to be mobile. Could just stand in the pocket, pick guys apart, an offensive line that protects them. It's just nasty. Just nasty. Also, I wanted to say, you know, the Detroit Lions made a stupid ass call on their 40-yard line. And yes, they come back and won the game because they have the weapons to do that. And they have a pretty disciplined, solid ass team. But I didn't see anybody tweeting out on X. Okay, maybe because I wasn't alive and I haven't been on X. So this might be stupid. But I haven't seen anybody on X or on Instagram or anybody making stupid asinine comments about how they should fire the offensive coordinator and the head coach of the Detroit Lions for going for it on fourth down inside their own 40. Now that was a stupid ass play. They were down by a couple points. It wasn't like a end of the game. It just made no sense. And everybody's calling for Ben Johnson to come be the coach of the Raiders. But if he makes calls like that on fourth down, what's Raider Nation gonna do? I want to know. Like, are y'all still gonna be on the Ben Johnson train? Are y'all gonna be calling for his head like you do Antonio Pierce right now because he makes stupid ass calls as a young head coach in the NFL, who, in my opinion, is just like Aiden O'Connell, should have never been in the position they're in. Aiden O'Connell shouldn't have had to start last year and go through what he did, but he's a tough, strong, mentally kid, and he persevered. And Antonio Pierce shouldn't have to go through all the shit he's going through right now, but he is, and hopefully he's strong and can persevere. But it's going to be hard being mandated to draft a quarterback in the first round when you're finally getting a groove and you might have a chance to win some games. That's just scary. But yeah, if Ben Johnson and the head coach of the Lions, I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, would have made that call in Raider Nation, that shit would have been over. They'd have been like, fire him, get rid of him. He's got to go. He's got to go. What does it say? Dion don't want to go to the NFL. He wants to teach young brothers how to get to the league. And he has a band that's making a whole lot of money. Yes, sir, he is. Sorry, I ain't trying to read like a dumbass. He can't promote his brand in the NFL. I mean, he can promote his brand in the NFL as a head coach. I don't know if you can do that or if you can get away with that. But that is a hell of a good point, my guy Claude Lucas, and I appreciate you pulling up. Um, Dion has said that he does not want to go to the NFL, that he is very happy, and his exact words were, "I have a kickstand down." And by kickstand, he don't mean that cane that he uses to walk around because he's got that messed up leg from playing in the NFL. Speaking of that leg, if y'all ever seen the video or have a chance to look at Deion Sanders' leg and what it looks like from going through all the surgeries and shit he did with the turf toe in the NFL, oh my god, bro, that is nasty, bro, absolutely nasty. But to get back on your point, Deion Sanders said he got his kickstand down, which what that means is he is happy. He is good with where he's at. He is happy teaching these kids. He is happy with these kids picking up what he's putting down, buying into his system. He's happy to, be able to be the one that's been to the NFL that can show these kids, hey, this is what you have to do to make it. This is the work you have to put in. This is the mentality. This is the mindset. This is the discipline. Holy shit, what happened? Hold up. Time out. Should probably not kick the lights in the middle of your fucking live. Well, that's all, folks. Good night. No, I'm just kidding. Whew. I thought the Raiders pulled the plug. I thought Mark Davis was like, get him the fuck off the air. What was I saying? I don't even know. Oh yeah, Deion Sanders. So, um, yeah. As far as branding his shit in the NFL, I don't know how that would go, but I was telling my son the same thing today. I was like, bro, why would Deion Sanders want to leave and go to the NFL when they got like 20 different shoe Nike sends them like 20 different shoes a day in the mail. The dude just gives them away because he can't even wear them all. And they're just stacked up in his office. I mean, he gets all kinds of shit. He's got commercial after commercial after commercial. Everything you see between Affleck and I don't even know what else he's in, but yeah, the man is making plenty of money, and I don't know how much money it would take for Mark Davis to offer him to come to the NFL. But we know he is very, very close with Tom Brady. Tom Brady has coached his son for the last 4 years, and they have a brotherhood there. And it's not about money, but if they were to give Deion Sanders, say, hey, get your son, build this team. We're going to give you full reign of, being in charge of personnel, of who gets drafted. You tell Tom Telesco or whoever the GM is who you want, and they will go get him. And you can coach in the NFL. I don't see him saying no to that. I just don't. I know he speaks a good game and says he's happy where he's at. But as a father, if I had a chance to coach my son in the highest league that you could possibly want, and you played in the NFL and you've coached your kid in college and you have a chance to coach your kid in the pros, bro, I couldn't turn that shit down. I would absolutely jump on that shit. D Menace, my guy was good in a heartbeat. So he could say he doesn't want to be that guy or doesn't want to be in the pros, but it all depends. It all depends on what they give him. And there's another scenario I want to bring up is a lot of people are saying, they're watching very close how the Raiders season goes the rest of the year. And it could mean if Dion comes here or not. But Dion is very, very close with Antonio Pierce also. And he has said that if he, one of the top places that he wants his kid to go and play for is a coach like Antonio Pierce. So would Deion Sanders really be willing to come in and take Antonio Pierce's job, knowing that they're pretty close and they're friends and they do have a relationship? Like, I don't know. That just seems shady to me. But could there be a situation where they draft Shedeur Sanders, they bring Dion in as an assistant head coach, and if Antonio Pierce and the team doesn't turn around next year, they fire him and Dion take over? I mean, to me, that would make more sense than just bringing Dion in, firing AP. It would look better on the organization. We tried to go with Antonio Pierce. We gave him everything there is that you can ask for, and it still didn't work out. And they named Dion coach. I mean, that would be a scenario that makes a lot more sense to me. Um, is someone you can get Travis and his son? Yes, it would be a wrap. Now the Travis thing, I don't know. I've been thinking, my brain has been twirling, dude, like a hamster in a hamster wheel, every way possible to come up with a scenario of how to get Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, because Deion Sanders has made, tiny little innuendos and, you know, little hints and clues saying he would like to see Travis Hunter and Shedeur play for the same team. And he's going to get them on the best team possible. Now, record this shit because I never record my own shit. But this is a hot take. And this is probably the hottest take you're going to see on YouTube in the next fucking year. I'm just kidding. But could there be a way that Mark Davis says, all right, Deion Sanders don't want to come here. He's happy in Colorado. We can't get him away from Colorado. We don't have faith in Antonio Pierce. We don't believe Antonio Pierce is the guy to groom the next quarterback and to be the man we need him to be for the future to get this team where we want it to be. And if they don't have faith in him, do you see a scenario where they say, all right, Deion Sanders, yo, Deion, are you there? Here, I got a phone. Hey, Deion, how about we guarantee you come coach the Las Vegas Raiders. You and Tom Telesco do whatever it takes because you've been mandated to get a quarterback in the first round. But not only do we take a quarterback in the first round, which is your son, but we give you full reign to draft whatever player you want, and we'll do any means necessary to get him. So the Las Vegas Raiders are sitting at number one, or number two. Say we get to number one somehow, we lose all the games because Mark Davis says we have to, and we're sitting at number one. Do we take a Travis Hunter and then do everything we can, 3 picks? Because, I mean, what the hell? We were willing to give up 3 picks last year, right? So to get Deion, to get Travis Hunter, and to get Shedeur Sanders, do we sell it to him? Is that something you could sell to Deion Sanders? Because I believe Deion Sanders would jump on that shit in a minute, in a heartbeat. If you can promise Deion Sanders, I'm going to give you, you're going to get your son, Shedeur, because we have the first overall pick. But not only that, I'm going to give you 3 first round picks or whatever players you see fit to try to throw in a package to try to move back up and get Travis Hunter. Or maybe it goes the other way. Maybe we have the number 1 pick and we get Travis Hunter and we try to move up to the, third or fourth stock. Maybe Jacksonville is underneath us and they don't want a quarterback and they go defense or they go Ashton Genty. I mean, there's a million scenarios, but bro, if we could get both of those guys, that would be absolutely just remarkable for this team. Got to go to bed. Tell me if I have another stream tomorrow. Good night. Shout out Jackie. What's good? Yeah, I'll probably be on tomorrow. Just stay tuned. Hit them notification buttons. Y'all, whoever's in the chat, subscribe to the channel to stay notified when I go live because I am very, very erratic when it comes to this shit. I don't have have a whole bunch of shit going, so it's hard to schedule. But yes, I will be live tomorrow, probably about the same time, probably about 8:00. It'll definitely be earlier than tonight. Tonight, I couldn't go before the game, so I had to go after the game. So I will be on tomorrow. Definitely check it out. Notifications will be up. I appreciate you showing up. Get some rest. What else we got? Raiders Unleashed. Appreciate you, D Menace in the building. Yes, like, subscribe. Help me get to 1,000. Please, please. We are almost there. We are so close to 1,000. There's 32 people in here. If every one of you hit that subscribe button, bro, I'd be this close from 1,000. If y'all could do that, it would mean the world to me. Doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. And it would mean the world to me. It would help me out tremendously, tremendously. This would be the greatest live ever for me anyway. But so yeah, I mean, I could see that's the only way I could see something like that happening is if you offer, Deion Sanders, and this, like, again, this is only if we're only number 1 because our number 2, because maybe 3 it might work if you're 1, 2, or 3, but anything other than that is probably not going to work. So if we stay at number 2 or number 3, I could definitely see him taking. I mean, maybe the Giants move up to number 1. That would be the best case scenario for us, right? If we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, which the way we're playing right now, it looks like we can easily beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, who is their quarterback? Come on. Who is their quarterback? Mac Jones? Like, I know he threw 2 tutties last week. I do believe he looked pretty damn decent. Man, I wish this fucking thing would hit, bro. 2 hours or a live stream with no weed is killing me. I know he looked pretty decent last week. What the fuck was I just saying? I got distracted as hell with the Dan Lanning comment. I gotta stop reading this chat. But fuck, I don't even know. I totally lost what I was saying. Totally lost what I was saying. Ozzy in the building. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Damn it. Anyways, yeah, like, subscribe, follow, man. Raiders Unleashed, appreciate you. He just posted a link. Appreciate everybody. Somebody let me know. Hit the thumbs up. If anybody wants to pull up to the live, talk Raiders and bullshit, I've been debating on whether, I should do live fan night, probably Thursdays after the game, because, Friday everybody's busy, or maybe Wednesday night. I don't know, whatever night's good for y'all, but let me know. A thumbs up, or thumbs down if y'all are down for doing a fan night. I'll post a link. Y'all can pull up. We'll talk Raiders. We'll get in questions. Say what you got to say. Talk draft, whatever. If you have a channel, it's a good way to get your channel out there. You know, maybe we'll just keep up. If we have a bunch of people that want to pull up, maybe we can get 4, 5, 6 people on and talk Raiders. But let me know if it's something y'all are down for. Thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Or you cannot do either one and just ignore me. That's cool too. But yeah, so Deion Sanders, I know he says he doesn't want to be here. I know he loves coaching those kids. But if anybody has connections, like Antonio Pierce, right? Antonio Pierce had to have connections to bring in a Marvin Lewis, to bring in uh, Joe Philbon, to bring in these guys. He had to have connections in the NFL, and that's because he played in the NFL. He was coached by some of these guys. He played against some of these guys, and he had connections, and that's how he built his coaching staff. So Deion definitely has connections, probably way more than Antonio Pierce. He played in this league a long time, and just look what he's doing in Chicago. I mean, in Denver, you got Warren Sapp on that squad. I don't know who else he's got, but a couple other guys. The Terrell Owens, I think, has been there helping him, with the wide receivers and shit. So he's got a bunch of NFL old ex-star players, some green jacket Hall of Famer types, gold jacket Hall of Famer types. Could help in the NFL, right? If he wanted to come to the NFL, he could probably build a pretty decent squad. But you have to convince him to come here, and I think that is one of the ways. Now, are the Raiders willing to give up that much draft capital? Because that's a lot for it not to work and it to be a bust. And like I said, you'd have to be 100,000% guaranteed that Shedeur Sanders is your guy if you're gonna try to do some crazy shit, like bring in Deion as the coach and go get Travis Hunter also. I mean, that would be the perfect scenario for the Las Vegas Raiders. We'd have a stud on defense and offense and special teams if you wanted to put him there. And then, you got the quarter of the future. Too many dabs already. That might be the case. No, I think I just got caught up on trying to get one. This shit is clogged. D Menace, what do you think about this mandate, my brother? I know you just pulled up. I'm trying to get everybody's opinion, but it's hard because nobody listens to me. Or nobody fucking comments. Do you think this mandate is Mark Davis saying the tank is on? All the guys on Team Tank, like Mitchell Benz, Renz, and all these dudes that are Team Tank because they say they're real Raider fans, but they just want to lose to gamble on a draft pick that you don't even know if it's going to be the guy. But what do you think? Do you think Mark Davis saying we have to get a quarterback in the first round, or we have to get a quarterback this year, is him giving the tank word? I think it's wild. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the Raiders have turned me one into one this year. It's like, damn, every time I turn around, there's another scenario where you're like, what the fuck? How are we in there? What's up? Just coming back in the chat. Tatted Raider, what's up? What's good? I was trying to ask you to do something, Tatted Raider, earlier. I thought you were in the chat. I was trying to get you to fucking. Oh, come on. It's dead. That's why it won't work. Fuck my life. You just got off stream. How was your stream? Go check out Tatted Raiderette. She is also another YouTube creator. It's just been full of YouTube creators tonight. Tatted Raiderette has a channel called Tatted Raiderette. And then she also has another channel called Hawaiian Candy where she smokes a lot of trees, does a lot of dabs, runs around half naked. So if you're into that kind of thing, go give her a like, follow. She has a pretty funny channel. She's pretty funny looking. Hate the philosophy of tanking, but I think that's what they're doing. I mean, I know we hate the philosophy of tanking, but I'm saying with the mandate, there's a rumor coming out with another leak in the building. And what do you think about that shit? What do you think about all these leaks in the building? Like, there's constantly players are content creators saying, somebody in the building told me this, somebody in the upper management, somebody in the office, everybody has a leak, and it's whether it's in the locker room, whether it's in the front office, whether it's upper management. Like, why is there so many leaks in this franchise, bro? It's insane. Are you flipping me off? That's rude. That's absolutely rude. Crazy. All right, so what other questions you got? Anybody else got anything to say? Anything to do? Are you done liking, subscribing, and following? Rebel what? Rebel what? All right, time out. I gotta get a drink. All right, so if you bleed silver and black and you're a diehard Raider fan and you don't comment to this, I'm not going to believe you bleed silver or black. You probably bleed red or orange. I'm just saying. For real, though. Who is going to be the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2025? Will it be? And you have to pick one of these. You don't have to pick one of these. You can type in your own. Will it be Antonio Pierce? Will it be Ben Johnson? Will it be Mike Vrabel? Or will it be Deion Prime Time motherfucking Sanders? Let me know in the chat real quick. Come on, type away. I need all the engagement I can get. It's not gonna hurt your little fingers. Come on, nowadays, look, you can just push text to talk and say Deion Sanders, Antonio Pierce, Mike Vrabel. It's not hard. Come on, interact. 33 people. Jesus, y'all are foul. Foul. Oh, Jesus. That tastes so good. What can we get? Sours. That is something I will never ever figure out. Actually, I know. I can tell you right now. Raider Dan Yonder, what's good? If you want to get Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, and Ashton Genty, it's very simple. You call up the 49ers or the Detroit Lions or one of these teams that make it to the Super Bowl or a game before the Super Bowl, but don't win, and you say, I have Max Crosby here. He's number 98. He plays for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's a damn good player, but he can't seem to get no help on the other side. He gets triple team, double team. How many first round picks do you want for this man? Will you give me for this man? And some people might be like, shit, 3. You might get 2 and a player. And then you say, I have this player over here. His name is Colton Miller. And I can put him in a package with Andre James. And we'll even throw in Jacoby Meyer. And fuck, if you want, I have a Michael Mayer over here too. How many draft picks you want to give me for him? I also have this dude named Nate Hobbs. Do I have to go on and on? Because, bro, I guarantee you, make Raider Rebel the GM, and I will get us Ashton Genty. I will get us, bro. I will get us all those fools. I will get us all those fools. I bleed red and blue. I feel bad about how y'all season went this far. What is red and blue? What team is that? The Giants? What other team is red and blue? The Houston Texans? Damn, now you got me guessing. But no, for real though. I mean, you don't even have to throw 98 in there, but you know, he said he's in a down place. I like your presentation. Keep your chin up. I understand. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. LOL, the Bills, baby. Oh, fuck, it was the one I missed. What did I say? The Texans and the Giants, and I missed the Bills? Shit, that should have been the first one I thought of. But yeah, y'all want to make some trades? I'll give you Max Crosby for Josh Allen. Just kidding. It's okay. Damn. He said, fuck Max Crosby. See, and that's coming from a Bills fan that could use defense. But I guess if you get rid of Josh Allen, you're going to need to rebuild a whole nother team. So I feel you. But yeah, D Menace, to answer your question, and shout out Hollywood. I appreciate you pulling up. There's a way you could get all 3 of those guys. But like I said, you would have to call first the Tennessee Titans, which I'm sure would be one of those teams, and say, man, what do you need to get your first round pick? And they're probably going to say 2 first rounds, depending where they're at, 3 first rounds, or 2 first rounds, and a high quality player, and a couple of other draft picks, right? And you can work that shit in there. You can give them 2 first rounds and a Colton Miller, and you can turn around and call the Giants, who definitely need some offensive line help, definitely need some receivers to go with, you know, the stud they got over there, and Neighbors. They're going to have to build around the quarterback that they're getting. So you could give them an Andre James, you know, a veteran center who's not the greatest, but may shine in another season. Not for Allen. Wide receiver, I got some. Yeah, I'm not trading Max unless it's for Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. It has to be something crazy like that. Something crazy. D-Menace, finally somebody answered the question. AP will be the head coach in 2025. I'm down with that. I think it's the best look for the organization. I think it's the best move for this franchise. Okay, I take that back. It might not be the best move for the franchise, but I think it's a smart move for the franchise to see what he has, to see what can happen with the personnel that he wants, with the players that he wants. Because let's be honest, he didn't get none of that. He wanted Kingsbury. He wanted Jaden Daniels, which we all know that was a pipe dream. It was never happening. And we all know that he wanted Aiden O'Connell to start the season. but he hired an OC that he gave all the power to run his offense. And the OC, rumors are, which of course these rumors are going to come out after Luke Getsy is fired, because who else are you going to point it on? If you point it on Antonio Pierce, he's going to look totally bad. So, of course, the rumors come out that Luke Getsy was the leading guy that was spearheading to have Gardner Minshew start the season. And there was some pushback, but eventually Getsy won and Gardner was the starter. Now, is that 100% the case and 100% true? I don't know. I mean, it could be true, it could be bullshit. But a lot of these ports that come out lately have been pretty close to right on the head. So I don't want to speculate, and I don't know. But it could happen. It could happen, right? What else we got? Who's this guy? TB Executioner. Do you think Gruden would fit in Chicago? Hey, that's a damn good question. And yes, 1000%. Because if John Gruden could run his offense with a bunch of second and third round or second and third, string receivers, running backs, Derek Carr, and still be dominant. Yes, I think he's a great quarterback coach. I think he's very, very knowledgeable of the game. I think he would be good for us with Shedeur if it wasn't for his past and already being here twice. I'm just not willing to go, third time's a charm with John Gruden. But again, I've said it before. If he was the head coach and, it turned around where he did become the head coach of the Raiders, I wouldn't be mad at it. But Chicago is definitely a good fit for him. You have Caleb Williams, who is a very, very, very promising up and coming rookie quarterback with a coach like John Gruden. I mean, John Gruden is the quarterback whisperer. You give him who the fuck they got over there? Damn it. Who's the rookie they just drafted? Wide receiver. I don't know why I can't think of his name. But they have a bomb ass receiver. They have speed over there. They have a run game. They have a decent defense. I think he would get a solid defensive coordinator in there, which I don't know. He struggled to do that with the Raiders. But yeah, I think John Gruden could. Yeah, Roma Dunze. That's what it is. Roma Dunze. I don't know why I was thinking Neighbors or the other damn guy. But yeah, Roma Dunze, they need to give that kid the ball more. He was just a freak in college. I think he needs at least 10 attempts a game, and I think John Gruden would exploit the shit out of Roma Dunze. You got a veteran receiver. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think he would be good for the Bears. Now, could you get John Gruden to go to cold weather? I don't know. I don't know. I know he liked Tampa Bay. I know he was in LA, and those are the only two places he coached. And I don't know how he would do in a place like Chicago, but it would probably, I mean, I think it would work out. I think you could put John Gruden pretty much in any organization and he's going to rebuild it. Now, it depends on who your GM is because John Gruden is not a very good judge of personnel. Like, he knows what guys he needs in his system, but he's not great at picking personnel. And I know from being a Raiders fan that when it comes to personnel, John Gruden is hit or miss. Out of the draft, you might get 2 stars and the rest be flops, or you might get, 1 decent guy and the rest be flops, and you might get 4 solid guys. So as long as he's got a decent general manager and he doesn't have full reins of the coaching staff, John Gruden's going to shine anywhere. But I think the problem with the Las Vegas Raiders is they gave him head of personnel, and basically he was the general manager and the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, just like Belichick was over there in New England. And it's just too much for a guy. It's too much for any guy. I don't care who you are. You can say you're Superman and you can handle the load, but you can't be in charge of being the head coach of a team, being in charge of personnel, and being the GM, and being mostly in charge of drafting and having your way and your the last say in everything. So if you bring in Gruden, which I don't know at this point, I think he just wants back in the NFL, and whoever does bring him back is going to get the best out of John Gruden, because he's not going to have the full reign that he had as a Las Vegas Raider or when he was in Tampa, because he had the same pull in Tampa. Whatever he said went. So, if you let him just coach and you bring in people around him to do the rest of the shit, and he doesn't have the last say in drafting, bro, John Gruden's he'll turn any team around in a heartbeat. And I wish it didn't go so bad with us, but I just don't see him ever being a Raider again with all the shit that went on. I live in Colorado. I could say Shedeur is a stud. Raiders should be wise to draft him. I think. Look, I've never knocked this game, and I don't know why people keep saying I knock Shedeur Sanders, or I hate on him, or I hate on Dion. Bro, just because I don't feel like he's a number one pick overall, or you should move up in the draft to get him. I've said it a million times. If you're sitting at 3 and he's there at 3, take him. If you're at 2 and he's there at 2, take him. If you're there at 1 and he's there at 1, I have to question it. I have to question it. And as a Raider fan or any other fan, you as a Colorado fan or a Bears fan or whoever you're a fan of would have to question the same thing. Like, if you have the number one pick overall and you have a guy that could be a bridge quarterback for a year, or there's free agents that you can go in that could be a bridge guy for a year, and you could draft a quarterback that could be your franchise guy in the second or third round, and wait till next year and trade back and get you know amazing draft capital. You have to do it. Like, you have to do it. Anytime you can get 2 first round picks, you have to do it. So whether you're first, second, or third, if somebody says, I'll give you a first round this year and a first round next year with blah, 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 blah. To me, I'm taking that, because there's no guarantee you're not going to be in the same spot next year as we are this year. And could you imagine us, only winning 4 games next year if we keep Antonio Pierce, or if we bring in a Vrabel and he's trying to turn everything around, or a Deion Sanders, and shit doesn't go his way right away and we lose the same amount of games, or say we win 5 games next year and we're in the same spot, in the same draft spot, somewhere between 5 and 10 or first and 10. Could you imagine if we traded away the first round this year and we had a first round pick next year and we were in the top 5 or 10? That's 2 first round picks. Like, that's turning around any franchise. So there's a difference between first and second pick. There's a huge difference. A huge difference. There's only and this is why there's a difference between the first and the second round pick, and why there's a huge difference. Out of every draft, there's only maybe at the highest 50 players that could possibly go in the first round. And out of those 50, probably only 15 of those are guaranteed to help your team. And it may be even less than that. And sometimes, like even in this draft, a lot of people have the top 25. They'll do the top 25 college players, or the top 30, or the top 50, because there's not really that many. Like, there's not that many first round picks, and there's 32 teams. And with teams trying to move back up, some teams don't have a first round pick because they traded it away the last year, and other teams are trying to move up and take those picks. it's a big difference. So yeah, maybe 5 or 6. Yeah, so it's a hit or miss. So yeah, from first round to second round, it's just absolutely wild because if you figure, say you get two studs out of every position in the draft, how many positions are there? Quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end, all offensive line positions, 8, 9. So, I mean, you figure 22 positions. If you count every single offense and defense, 22. So if you take two of each of those, that's 44 players. If there's two great players in the first round, that gives you 12 players in the second round that could possibly be first round picks. So, I mean, yeah, it's a huge difference. Huge difference. But I don't know. I'm still, all this shit just has my mind boggled. The fact that you come in and say, oh, Tom Brady's going to have all this say, but then Mark Davis comes out and says, we have to draft a quarterback in the first round. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense on where they plan on going. And as soon as I think I have it figured out what the Raiders are going to do this season, they throw a monkey wrench in that shit. It's like, man, we thought we were gonna had a chance to win some games. AOC was gonna be the guy. Now Aiden O'Connell's sick, might not practice, might not even play this week. Like, oh, it's not. It's 22 positions with two each, just 44, and then 32 minus 44 is 12. So yeah, 12 into the second round, maybe 15 if you're lucky. So yeah, first round picks are extremely valuable, especially in drafts like this where there's like, maybe probably 6 or 7 defensive ends or defensive tackles that could probably go in the first round. Then there's a couple for 20. Then there's a couple they say there's only two quarterbacks in the first round. They're saying there's only one running back in this draft in the first round. So that probably drops it down to where really, actually, there's probably about maybe 15 to 22 pretty good, you know, 80 to 90% that these guys might make it in the NFL. But then you look at the Raiders draft and Tyree Wilson, and you're like, holy shit, that kid was taken 7th overall. Now, yes, he's coming up and he's starting to get it together. Some people just learn at a slower rate, which I don't hate on nobody for that. But man, I've been on here for 2 hours. I appreciate everybody that's been in this chat. I appreciate all y'all for pulling up. As always, much love, Raiders. And with that, we are out. Join me tomorrow, same place, same time, as we talk wide receivers. What's tomorrow? Friday? Yeah. I don't know what time tomorrow night, but we will talk wide receivers, probably O line because there's not many offensive lines in the first round. And we will try to figure out some more scenarios for D Menace on how we can get Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Travis Genty. No, I'm just kidding, fucking around. But appreciate y'all. Much love. I gotta go. Love y'all. Good night. Peace and elbow grease.